Jake Bowers is in right field. He's been their best hitter this year. Andrew Vaughn's at third, hitting fifth with Christian Yelich DHing as the sixth hitter. William Contreras, an all-star catcher, but has been a disaster the last 2 months, hits seventh. Joey Ortiz starts at second base for the first time in 2 years. Bryce Terang is out with a knee issue, their top player. And David Hamilton hits ninth and starts at short. So here is Sasaki, who had a 5.33 ERA during the first half. He's got a 1.88 in the second. That's the best on the Dodgers.
Yeah, he really has been just an absolute gem as far as the second half of this season is going. You know, why is that? It's, you know, the splitter has been much better. He's kept the ball in the ballpark. He's got a bigger glove. I mean, it's all sorts of things. Most of all, he's having confidence. Take a look at what he was doing beforehand. The fastball is still getting hit, but look at that splitter change. 170 before the break, 095 after. The ability to land the slider. Again, it's the confidence and it's the ability with that splitter has been dynamic.
It's that age-old question. What comes first, the chicken or the glove?
Is that how that goes? It is chicken
something
or
like
glove.
that. Feels a little off, but we got a game to call, so I think we're just going to have to go with it. Dodgers coming off of the sweep of Kansas City, getting a little momentum going into this series, chasing the Brewers, one back for the top seed in the National League, tied with Atlanta. Trailing the Brewers by 1 game. Churio climbs in. Sasaki has a sign from Rortvedt, and off we go. The pitch in the dirt. So the Dodgers coming off a sweep of Kansas City. The Brewers are coming off getting swept by the San Diego Padres. And so the Brewers coming into the day with their smallest lead in the Central that they've had since May. Got a chase. It's 1-1.
It's one of the things that we watch early on. Can Sasaki establish that splitter over the plate? Because if he does, then he can throw it off the plate and induce chases.
That's nasty.
I mean, you can't do anything with it. And if, as a hitter, if he's throwing a splitter, I'm not swinging at it. I'm just not. Now, if it's one thing to say, okay, I'm going to think that, but I wasn't able to do it. But that has to be the approach.
How hard is it to decipher the splitter from the fastball?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not standing in that box, but I would think that I would be able to recognize it. And I'm looking for it in certain counts. But it would be just like, you know, back in the day, a Randy Johnson slider. I'm not swinging at it no matter what.
Shot up the middle to a perfectly positioned Tommy Edman for the first out of the night. El Sasaki in his last start held the Diamondbacks to 2 runs over 6 innings and a no decision, and his splitter in that game was not as good, and Dave Roberts thought that was a big deal that he was able to go 6 innings in that game, even though the equation for him in this great second half he didn't necessarily have. Well, Garrett Mitchell comes up. Mitchell finally healthy. As talented as anybody, his manager Pat Murphy, and I know you've watched this guy for years, but his manager Pat Murphy says this might be the guy with the most raw talent of anybody in the league. Just been a matter of staying on the field long enough to show it.
And that's always been the case with Garrett, is his ability to stay on the field, because as you mentioned, he is as good as anybody. And this goes back to the days at Orange Lutheran High School and then at UCLA and now with the Brewers organization.
That is a fair ball, and that's one way to neutralize his speed. Evan planted in the box with a 1-foot out. 2 out.
That's right there. That's a great play right there by Rortvedt. Great pitch by Sasaki. But that's something right there. If Milwaukee is going to approach at bats like that, it's going to be a long evening. That's 2-0, and you're swinging at a splitter. You just can't. You've got to be 100% sure it's a fastball.
Gary Sanchez still doing it for the Brewers. In fact, he was their best hitter down in San Diego. Home run and a double yesterday. Finds himself hitting third today. The first time that he's hit this high in the order since May. All right, so there's a swing and a miss on the splitter. Good luck laying off it. But to your point, only 2 of every 5 splitters are actually in the strike zone.
And that's the thing. You know, I feel like if you're just up there and you're just sitting on a fastball, then yeah, okay, you might take a splitter, you might accidentally swing once in a while, but like the 2-0 with Garrett Mitchell, that just can't happen. You're 1-0 here, it can't happen. I mean, Sasaki's got him just thinking right now. I mean, they're completely backwards up at the plate.
Offense coming off scoring just 7 runs in the 3 games in San Diego. Sasaki trying to sit him down in order in the first. It's interesting. They're top 5 in runs scored, but you look at the lineup and it really doesn't scare you. They hit fewer home runs than any team in baseball. It's all about bat to ball, putting the pressure on, productive outs, running the bases hard. Question is, can that work in the postseason? Even the Brewers have been there every single year. The offense has not been enough since the calendar, once the talent calendar turns to October, where you're going to face nothing but the top pitchers. Best example of that, championship series against LA, where they scored just 4 runs.
What's that old adage? Are you going to string 3 and 4 hits together in the postseason? Or do you have a better chance of that swing for the fence and put 1 or 2 runs up on the board?
Sanchez, a guy that can give him that pop. Here he takes strike 3. He's going to challenge and he's going to win it. He can keep on walking down there to first with a 2-out walk. ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
The pitch is the ball. Milwaukee retains their challenges.
So the inning kept alive for Milwaukee, and it's not been Christian Yelich, it's not been William Contreras, it's been Jake Bauers out of Huntington Beach Marina High School that's been their best hitter this year. He swings at a first pitch slider for a strike. Career high in home runs coming into this season was 12 for Bauers. He's got 21, and he's riding a 15-game on-base streak. He says this is the most confident he's felt since he was playing at Marina High.
But as you said, what comes first, right? It did 21 home runs, and now I'm feeling better and better about myself. I mean, I really believe that you can go up there and you can talk yourself into something, but if you're not getting results, I mean, you can keep telling yourself how great you are, but you got to see something.
This is a guy with his 7th different organization he's having this year, where he's finally breaking out as a 30-year-old after years of just grinding away. Taps this one left side. Hernandez shovels it all the way to second and ends the scoreless first for Sasaki. The Dodgers come down against Shane Drowan when you come back. Dodgers presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers, with Ohtani to lead off, and then Andy Pages and Tommy Edman. Freddie Freeman bats clean up today. Teoscar Hernandez up into the 5 spot. Mookie Betts gets a day off. Miguel Rojas starts at short. Tucker, Hernandez, and Ben Rortvedt. Against a 27-year-old rookie named Shane Drowan, who spent the first couple of months in the big leagues as a reliever and bounced back to AAA a couple times, but he's been in the rotation since June. First pitch to Ohtani, misses away. Ohtani 2 for 4 yesterday with a home run. Again, leading the National League in on-base plus slugging, passing James Wood with that 2-hit game yesterday. And ahead of Drowan, 2-0. Drowan's given the Brewers a really good stretch of starts, 6 in a row where he went 6+ innings, but then got rocked his last time. Against the Twins, he gave up 6 runs on 9 hits and 4 walks the last time out.
Well, you see the pitch mix, a 4-seamer and sinker, likes to throw them a lot. The 4-seamer gets played because it has that appearance of elevation. It has that rise. You can throw it at the top of the zone and get away with it. It's not overpowering.
And that's something that's given the Dodgers problems the last month or so. They've been one of the worst high 4-seam hitting teams in the league. Ohtani crushes this ball center field. Mitchell's back off the wall. Ohtani heads for second with the leadoff double.
You were saying.
Yeah, they crush high fastballs.
I mean, Shohei gets a great count, right? He's worked himself into a 3-1. He's earned it, right? He's earned the right to be aggressive. Gets that high fastball and peppers it off the wall. 112 off the bat. Whew.
For a leadoff double, and it brings up Andy Pages. Homered against Drowan when the Dodgers faced him back in May. Those were in relief appearances, and the Dodgers scored 3 runs against him in just 4 innings. On this 0-1, Pages chases up 0-2. Here's that home run back in Milwaukee. Series with the Dodgers took 2 of 3. So they've won 6 out of the last 7 back to the championship series last year. Remember, during the regular season last year, Milwaukee swept the Dodgers, won all 6. Milwaukee's trying to win a 4th consecutive Central Division title and a 5th in 6 years. They change managers, go from Craig Counsell to Pat Murphy. They go from one ace to the next. Every year you think, okay, this is the year the Brewers are just average. And then every year, there they are right at the top. Fly ball, right field, Jake Bauers. Pages the first out. Ohtani hangs on at second. It's going to be an 8th postseason trip over the last 9 years for the Brew Crew.
Right, say that again.
8 out of 9.
Right, and that really is amazing. A testament to how competitive they are year in and year out. But again, you can be a great regular season team and just not built for the setup and the way our postseason is handled.
And it is as simple as you got to be able to hit the ball out of the park in this day and age. Tommy Edman here.
And you have to have a pitching staff that is not only, I don't want to say elite, but it's got to be durable as heck. Because of the amount of series you may play, the amount of games, and you will have had to survive the regular season. That's why the Dodgers are, I don't want to say at an advantage, but they have the depth to give guys opportunities to rest during the regular season. And they're so good, they win their division. Usually they're not grinding all the way to the end all the time. But their depth allows them to be fresher. Now, on the flip side, you'd say, well, geez, these guys are playing, well into October every single year. And that's a killer, too.
On a strike on Edman. Here comes Drowan. The outside corner for a strike. And Drowan's a good example of what you're talking about, where he's given him some good innings, but he's given him 93 innings. And he's only pitched 70 innings the last 2 years combined. And those are 70 minor league innings. He had shoulder surgery, missed almost all of 24, missed half of last year with a forearm issue. So the Brewers every year have good pitching staffs, but can they sustain it, and do they have enough to be that staff you're talking about come October, especially when they don't have the long ball to bludgeon you, to outscore you?
Right. I mean, it's a great point. And with the way the Cubs have played lately, I mean, they found themselves now in Milwaukee. It's like, man, we got a division that we're going to have to try to hold on to.
2-2 on Tommy Edman. Cubs lost earlier today, but it's just their 2nd loss in their last 10 games. So that's down to 3.5 in the Central. That man right there scares you, though, if you're facing Milwaukee in the postseason. That's the Miz. Jacob Mizorowski will pitch on Saturday night. On a 2-2, Edman fouls it off, stays alive.
There was another one in that shot, too. You see M&M boys, right? Mizorowski right there. You see the numbers on Rio, but right in front of him, Dodger fans will recognize that beard and that red hair. Dustin May, who has thrown really well for him.
Yeah, got acquired at the deadline. They didn't do a ton at the trade deadline, but that was one of their big moves. In May, in 2 starts, 3 runs over 13 innings. Pitched into the 8th yesterday against the Padres. Edman thought about a challenge, hangs on to it, though, and that's strike 3. He rises. It's like a scene out of Frankenstein. Freddie Freeman climbs out of that dugout yesterday, finishes the inning. Thomas Albert, the trainer, after the game said, "Do you want to do X-rays?" And Freddie said, "Well, on what? You want to do a full body X-ray on me?" And Thomas said, "Well, we can do a full body." And he said, "I think I'm good. I'm all the way sore, but I think I'm all right."
See, that left foot just kind of slides on the top of that, just slides on down, and then it's, I mean, yeah, well, we all saw it last night. It looked horrible.
Doc said immediately all the worst scenarios are going through his head. A guy that you cannot afford to be without. But should it be any surprise that he's back in there the next day? No. It's a guy who's made a career doing this. And if you ask Freddie, he'd say, "This is what I signed up for. I signed a contract to play baseball." Pokes this one to third, and Andrew Vaughn will step into a throw to finish him off. After an inning, no score. Back at Dodger Stadium, and if Sasaki and the Dodgers get 7 strikeouts in this game, everybody gets that free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA area Jack in the Box restaurants. Scoreless first for Sasaki. Andrew Vaughn leads off the second for the Brewers. Milwaukee got Vaughn from Chicago last year, from the Chicago White Sox. Pretty much cut him loose. Brewers had a pitcher named Aaron Savali who was pitching in the pen and mad about it, and they were sick of hearing him complain, so they said, "We're just going to get rid of this guy and maybe we can get somebody back for it." And the White Sox were pretty much trying to shed Vaughn. Former 3rd overall pick of the draft found himself 5 years into his career parked in AAA, just desperate for another chance. He comes to Milwaukee, and look what he's done in a year. 304 hitter, the guy the White Sox thought they were drafting all along.
Well, I think more than anything, what he's done is he's changed himself into a guy that's just trying to leave the park every time, to a guy that's trying to have a good at bat. On base percentage is .380. Much more selective at the plate.
Oh, Soroki loses footing in Arizona as well. Stumbles right there. 3 balls and a strike.
So Vaughn right now in a 3-1 count. I mean, you can sell out on a fastball. Absolutely just sell out on a fastball.
He got one and did. Pounded a base hit into center field. Leadoff single for Andrew Vaughn.
Actually not a bad pitch for Roki because it was up in the zone. So even if Vaughn did get to it, it's going to be tough for him to do any kind of slug damage.
Well, as you try to figure out this Brewers offense, and we'll dive into it as the series goes on, one thing you can be sure of is they can't win if Christian Yelich and William Contreras are their 6 and 7 hitters. And you say, well, why don't you just put them higher in the lineup? Well, they're the 6 and 7 hitters because that's what they've hit like for the last month plus. Yelich for a lot of this season. Contreras, after an all-star first half, has been the worst hitter in the National League by OPS from the end of June to this point.
You know, one of the things it's been noticeable with Contreras' game is when the hitting starts to go south, the behind the plate defense wavers a little bit too, and that's not a good sign either because his team is so dependent on pitching.
And in Yelich's case, EK, he's not giving you any value defensively. No. He's your DH hitting below 200 the last month plus. Grounds this one to first. Freddie Freeman's got it. The second one lost on the transfer, so that's all they'll get. And that through the years has been the symptom of whatever has ailed Christian Yelich, whether it's the back issue that he's gone through for years or mechanical problems. The ball is on the ground more than for any other hitter.
A nice play by Freddie here. He gets it, makes a good throw. Roki doing a great job of hustling over to first base because he knows the situation with Freddie. Freddie ain't going to be moving like he usually does. Roki was over there ready for the throw.
So here is Contreras. An all-star in every way during the first half, or for most of the first half. But to give you the details on what we were saying, 160 average and a 500 OPS since the last weekend of June. Skies this one to shallow center field. Pages waits for it to come down, and there are 2 out. Let's get a word from Carl's Jr.
Yeah! Carl's Jr. is saving you big with a $5.99 maxed out double spicy chicken sandwich.
It's as if William Contreras and the next guy here, Joey Ortiz, have traded bodies, because Ortiz, a slap-hitting shortstop, middle infielder, is now bouncing all over the field, doesn't really have a set position, but he's hitting .330 over the last month. Grounds it to second. Tommy Edman will throw him out after the leadoff single very quickly. 1-2-3.
Dodgers fans, vote for the Cookies and Cream Cold Brew. Fill in your Ballpark Bites bracket for a chance to win tickets to try these bites in stadium. Vote at MLB.com/bracket.
Teoscar Hernandez leads off the second for the Dodgers in a scoreless game. Dave Roberts saying recently that Hernandez is going to have a diminished role. Most of his playing time going to come against left-handed pitching until he shows that he's back to being the Teoscar Hernandez that the Dodgers know. Smacks this one through the middle for a leadoff hit.
Dodgers get the leadoff hitter on again, beginning of the second inning. Teo gets that breaking ball, shoots it right back up the middle.
And so the leadoff man on has been on in both innings. Dodgers couldn't take advantage of the double from Ohtani last inning. They'll try to take advantage of this base hit from Hernandez. Here's Miguel Rojas. Backdoor breaking pitch for a strike. Rojas 1 for 2, doubled and scored yesterday. .330 against left-handed pitching this year. We go back to that ground ball off of the bat of Christian Yelich. Rojas talked to the umpire, seemed to be not happy with this route that Andrew Vaughn took, but the rule there is you can go wherever you want until there's a tag attempt made on you. There's no such thing as running out of the base path when you're between first and second. Once the tag attempt is made, that's when the base path is established. You can't be throwing your arms up and trying to deflect a throw, but that was perfectly legal.
Right. Well, you create your own lane. Like, you can't start and run 5 steps there and then run 3 feet to your right and then do another lane. But again, it is kind of crazy when you look at it.
Chopper to short, could be 2. 6-4-3 double play. Well, the base is empty and 2 gone. Here's Kyle Tucker. He's the best hitter for the Dodgers on that road trip. The season-long trend of hitting on the road but not hitting at home has continued. He went 0 for 8 against the Royals. .275 on the road with an OPS up in the MVP conversation territory. .200 hitter at home with an OPS 250 points lower. A lot of guys like that on this team.
Yeah, not unique to Kyle as far as home versus road. Home has been tough for the Dodgers this year as far as compared to what they've done offensively. And
the dirty little secret is that those hotel beds are pretty comfy. A lot of these guys, family guys, babies aren't quite as loud when you're on the road.
I mean, that's what it's come to now. It used to be, you know, you go out on the road and like, look, guys, get in, get your rest, because you just can't be up all night, whatever. Well, it's flipped. Here at home now, you're up all night. You got the kids, the family, everybody's wanting to see dad. Yeah, who knows? I mean, it is weird when you look at it and you see collectively. It's, Kyle gets a lot of the heat, but collectively the Dodgers have better road numbers as compared to their home numbers offensively.
I mean, we do deep dives statistically, not saying we do,
right,
but the industry does. It'd be fun to see guys with kids like under 5, their home road splits versus players that don't have kids under 5.
Then you could track it even more. Guys are having great years with young kids, and then 4 years down the road they're divorced.
That took a dark turn.
Well, no, it's just like because they weren't doing anything, right? They were getting sleep. They weren't spending any time with the kids. They were just like
wave and a miss for strike 3, and that ends the inning just in time. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Scoreless game on to the third. Have a Brewers colored sky right now in Los Angeles. Some baby blue and some gold up there. Beautiful night. 9-1-2 for Milwaukee in this inning. David Hamilton leading off against Sasaki. Name of the game with Hamilton is his speed. He leads baseball in bunt hits this year. Something he never really practiced when he was with the Red Sox, but traded over here to the Brewers, and you better bet you're going to be practicing bunting, especially if it's the best part of your game potentially, like it is with one of the fastest men in the sport.
That's one of the things that this lineup does. Not everybody, but 6, 7 of the guys, they all run well. They're athletic, so they put pressure on the defense. So again, a guy like Hamilton bunting, and you're going to have to be crisp defensively, and even on ground balls, you've got to be sharp out there. You can't be taking your time because this Milwaukee team hustles.
It's one of the ways this is going to be a good test for the Dodgers here this weekend. Obviously, in that they're the best team in the National League record-wise, so easy to see. But the Dodgers have not played clean baseball lately, and this is a team that's going to expose that.
Yeah, I mean, they got away with a lot of things in that Kansas City series. Yes, they swept them at the end of the day. It's about wins, but they play like they did against Kansas City. It's not going to be as fortunate against some of these better teams.
I was talking to Doc about it today, and he said this is a big series for us, and usually he won't do that during the regular season, even the series that we call big and as fans we enjoy as bigger than others. They usually don't buy into that. Tommy Edmonds got this one gone in the third, but he's saying no, coming off of that series where we got some momentum going, but like you said, didn't quite play great. We're motivated chasing them for the 1 seed, and we're motivated because way too often lately it's been an unrecognizable brand of baseball, and they're ready to clean it up.
Well, and I think going into this year, that was going to be Dave's biggest challenge, and that was going to be to create urgency throughout the year.
Churio.
And that's what he's having to do now. And look at just in any regular season, August was that was a tough month to get through.
I mean, there's a reason teams don't repeat, let alone win 3 in a row. No National League team ever has. One and 2 on Churio. Should be nowhere near the strike zone here. wasn't. Churio, as aggressive as anybody, will chase as aggressively as anybody. So talented. 22 years of age, out of Venezuela, already in his 3rd year in the major leagues. He's already got a pair of 2020 seasons, and he's 22. On this 2-2 from Sasaki. It's a couple bad misses.
Yeah, he's thrown a few of those this evening. You know, the same type of pitch. Bouncing, you know, non-competitive, I should say. If I'm Churio, I'm sitting all day long fastball here. All day long.
What told you it was going to be that?
Well, I'm just saying he's not going to. He just bounced a split that wasn't. It would be one thing tonight if he was just missing off the plate, which we've seen lately. He just misses off the plate. But there have been a handful of just non-competitive splitters.
Had a good one right there, but missed for ball 4. Second walk that Sasaki's issued. We get a word from Kia. One-on-one out here in the 3rd inning, and Garrett Mitchell comes up. Hit it 6 inches first time. Didn't even make it off a home plate. Hitting 111 over his last 20 games. That's been hot. It's interesting. I mean, this is a man of extremes right here. He's got one of the fastest bats in baseball. So when he hits it as hard as anybody. It just, he doesn't often hit it. Keeps on carrying to the edge of the track. Pages will put it away, 2 out.
Well, there does seem to be that correlation, right? The bat speed increases, then the swing and miss does as well. You have your anomalies, you know, where there's some guys that just don't, you know, it doesn't matter how, you know, Alvarez. But maybe you take a little off that swing and give yourself a little better chance of making contact.
Gary Sanchez takes about Junior Camanero's another one of those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that guy, that's a whole nother different person. That's I don't even know what that is.
Is he the best right-handed hitter in baseball at this point?
I don't know if I'd say for me he's the most feared right-handed hitter. Right. I'm trying to think best right-handed hitter.
It's hard to argue against Judge when he's healthy.
Right.
Bobby Witt.
Bobby Witt, I like him a lot. But you know what? Maybe Caminero is the best one too. It's certainly the most feared for me.
There goes Churio. Throw from Rortvedt is right there to get him. Then he biceps, flexes, and sends this game to the bottom of the 3rd.
The first 40,000 fans this Saturday will take home an exclusive Reggie Smith Legends of Dodger Baseball bobblehead presented by Bank of America. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
After the pregame ceremony where Reggie will officially be inducted. 8-9-1 for the Dodgers here in the 3rd. It's Kike Hernandez. First at bat of the homestand for Kike. Just 2 for 17 since coming off of the injured list. Thought the at-bats looked better. Final game in Arizona, he had a couple long at-bats, had a hit and a walk. After missing 2 months, has missed most of the season. Of course, first 2 months he missed coming back from the elbow issue, then gets hurt after 2 games, 2 more months with the oblique. Trying to find his footing before the games reach their biggest.
Catcher number 47.
Down on strikes quickly here. 3rd K for Drowan. And up comes Ben Rortvedt. Well, these catchers the Dodgers picked up at the deadline have been nice so far.
Well, they really have. I mean, you see this throw clearly beats Churio. And the thing about it, that pitch was a splitter. Not an easy one to handle. You don't know where that pitch is going. Did not impact Rortvedt at all.
Pop fly, shadow center field. Hamilton is out, calling and catching. Actually, Ortiz for out number 2. Back to the top and Ohtani. Doubled to open the game and was stranded at second. Slider right there is a pitch that he added coming back from his shoulder surgery last year. Opponent's hitting just 189 against it. And then a sinker. You told us he's got 6 different pitches, and he says more than any one of those pitches is his thing. It's the fact that he's got the 6 and he's confident to use any of them. Kicks and deals a 1-2 to Ohtani and got him to chase. Bookend K's and a 1-2-3 third. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. Dodgers and Brewers are scoreless to the 4th inning. Roki Sasaki was facing Sanchez and last inning ended. And he starts him with a fastball at the top of the zone, strike 1. 3 scoreless innings for Sasaki, even though we've seen him a bit all over the place. He's given up 1 hit. He's walked 2, not struck anybody out yet. Back-to-back high heaters, 0-2. Even as the Dodgers have acquired Skubal, gotten Snell back, Sasaki still firmly entrenched in that rotation. 6-man rotation still. You're about to have Tyler Glasnow come back as well. He's going to start tomorrow and then probably 1 more rehab start and then he'll return. That'll give you 7 guys, not counting Ohtani. So if it's Glasnow, Yamamoto, Skubal, and Snell that figure in there for sure. Then you got a bucket of 3, Robleski, Lauer, and Sasaki. Fill out the rest of the 6-man. Sanchez with a base hit into center. And Sasaki has done more than any of those guys to deserve to stay in it.
Number 9, Jake Bauer.
Who would have thought we'd be saying that?
Right. I mean, he certainly has pitched better lately. But as you get into late September and early October, you're obviously going to go with the track record, right? And then where does Roki fit? And how do you navigate your way the rest of this month and through September? Yes, you're going to want to get Snell and Glasnow starts. Are you going to continue to throw Yamamoto? Are you going to give him a little bit of a breather? I mean, this guy's been at another level for 2 years.
2-0 on Jake Bauers. Yeah, because if you add Ohtani, your best case scenario, your best problem to have would be that's 8 starters if everybody's healthy at that point. And in the postseason, you need 4.
Right.
So at that point, we're not talking about is he one of the 6. You're talking about is he one of the 4 in a group that'll hopefully include Glasnow, Yamamoto, Skubal, Snell, Ohtani.
I mean, what was it, your robo? You strike out 5 out of 6 in an all-star game, and you're raising your hand to see, hey, can I participate in the postseason?
Right.
I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, Eric Lauer has done nothing but pitch well. 6 in the 3rd last night. Career high number of pitches. High fly ball. No big deal, though, for Teoscar Hernandez. One gone in the fourth inning. What's the latest on Shohei Ohtani, the pitcher, Kirsten?
Joe, lots of good news on him. So he has had now back-to-back days in which he's been playing catch, doing long toss and getting stretched out. And he actually the other day went into the bullpen, was doing dry throws. So coming down the mound, going through the motions, he threw 5 of those. And Dave Roberts said that that's a very good sign for him, that a bullpen should be coming soon. And then he added that once he gets a bullpen in, does a live BP, he feels comfortable that he should be able to get back into a game and then build up and begin his progression at the big league level, similar to what we saw with him coming back from his elbow surgery.
Andrew Vaughn takes a strike. Thing is, though, even if he were to begin throwing tomorrow, it's going to be tough to have him fully built up for October. So, you know, we're saying 4 starters, but probably really going to be 13 pitchers, and then you're going to dice it up among those 13 pitchers.
Good problem to have.
No doubt. 2 balls and a strike on Vaughn. Singled his first time. Feeling like a similar story to last start, where Sasaki had to battle his way to get through 6 innings, even though he didn't have his best stuff. Splitter didn't have perfect command of. Second time he's faced Milwaukee this year. He beat the Brewers back in May when he was still searching for his best stuff. Gave up 3 runs in the first inning of that game, but then nothing after, and went 5. Not close. 3rd walk.
Number 22, Christian Yelich.
And now it's Christian Yelich. We talked about the struggles Yelich has had, but we also talk about the success the Brewers have had, and it corresponds exactly with when he arrived. They had missed the postseason 7 consecutive years and then traded for Christian Yelich. That started the string we're talking about, where they're looking at an 8th trip to the postseason in 9 years. And he's maybe not at his MVP form that he was those first couple of years when he won it in 18. He was runner-up in 19. But he's fought through knee injury, back injury, serious stuff to still in his mid-30s be excellent form. Swatted the other way. It's a base hit, station to station to load him up. I mean, a year ago he had 29 home runs, had more than 100 RBIs.
Right, that's hard to believe because of all the battles he's had physically, and really a few years ago you thought he was done because of the back injuries. But again, the experience, the presence. I mean, just him in your lineup is going to create an issue for the opposing team, just because you have to be aware and respect, you know, what he's done.
Let's get a word from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Well, EK, here are the Brewers doing what they do. 3 singles, 3 walks, putting the pressure on.
Well, and this is a guy right now, as you mentioned earlier, Joe, he's got to get going. And if he's hitting at this bottom part of the lineup for the Brewers, not because they're so deep, but because he's earned this spot, you know, it's going to be trouble. But this is an opportunity right now. Bases are loaded. I mean, I got to believe first pitch is going to be a splitter, and you just lay off of it. I mean, Sasaki's going to try and use your aggressiveness against you.
Bases loaded, 1 gone. Scoreless game in the 4th. Contreras goes after a fastball and pokes it foul.
He was ready.
And Milwaukee, in the 3-game sweep down in San Diego, scored just 7 runs. They were 3 for 28 with runners in scoring position, and without the power to overcome that. This is one of the sources of the power, though. Down 0-2.
So he's thrown 2 pitches to Contreras, both of them out of the zone. Ahead in the count 0-2 because Contreras has swung at both of them.
So no reason to do anything different.
No.
Here he comes. Good pitch, but taken for a ball. for that first strikeout of the game, which is surprising because it's gone through the roof for Sasaki in the second half. The swing and miss. Only Jacob Mizorowski and Christopher Sanchez have gotten more swings and misses than him in the second half. Got one right there for his first K, and at a good time.
Take a look at how he approached Contreras, and it's pretty simple. He didn't throw a strike. He didn't throw one ball over the plate, yet Contreras offered at 3 of them. Used his aggressiveness against him.
So now 2 outs, and Ortiz taking outside, checked his swing.
So again, he just struck out Contreras, but he has thrown 5 straight out of the zone.
He's fallen behind just about everybody, and we've told you many times how different he is when he falls behind.
Would you believe 6?
2-0. I know where to put Ortiz. Two singles and a walk in the inning. Brewers have loaded the bases.
Here comes fastball, right? You got to be sitting all over this if you're Ortiz.
Ball 3. That's a 4-pitch walk, and Milwaukee's on the board.
Well, you go back to the last at bat with Contreras, and that's 8 straight now out of the zone.
Number 6, David Hamilton.
Yet instead you had a strikeout and a walk.
So these 4 walks already for Sasaki, the most that he's issued in a game since June. Now the 9-hitter David Hamilton, there's another miss.
Well, you just saw that graphic. There had been 70 pitches, 37 strikes, 33 balls. Add that 1 now, you got 34. I mean, he can't find it with the fastball or the splitter.
We got a completely rested bullpen. Landon Knack covered the 2 2/3 for the pen yesterday and was optioned back to Oklahoma City. But start of a 4-game series, you prefer not to dig into that this quickly. So against the 8 and 9 hitters, 6 consecutive balls. Found over the slider.
Well, good for Rortvat, right? Goes out there, talks to him a little bit, and then comes back and calls for the 2-0 slider.
He's not really thrown forkballs the last month. I think that the splitter is so off that it's registering as a different pitch.
I'd go with you on that.
Walks in another. And Sasaki has lost it here.
Yeah, and one of the things that's tough right now is, the bullpen starts to stir. Is, Rocky's had such a good run since the All-Star break, and you want him to work out of it. But on the flip side, he's walked 3 this inning. You don't want him to go, oh no, I'm back to where I was.
Strike on Churio. Strike two. Struck him out on 3 pitches and limits the damage to 2. But a 32-pitch inning where he walks 3, and the Brewers get the first 2 runs of the night.
Be one of the first 40,000 fans on August 21st and take home an exclusive Luka Doncic bobblehead. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Dodgers down 2-0. They've got 2, 3, and 4 coming up here. Zandy Pages takes a strike from Shane Drowan. Flied out to right field his first time. Edman and Freeman to follow. Drowan's 0-1. Drowan out of Florida State. He's a 5th-round draft pick of the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox sent him to the White Sox. White Sox DFA'd him and sent him back to Boston after a couple years. And then was kind of a throw-in. The last piece of that deal that I feel like we've talked about 15 times the last 2 weeks because of a bunch of the guys at the Red Sox now that were in that deal. 6-player trade. He was the last piece. That has proven to be perhaps a steal. And even though he's getting to a spot in the innings where they're worried about that, there's a good chance he shifts to the bullpen and is an impact arm down there. Comes home with a 3-1 to Pages. Backhanded third, Vaughn. Strong throw for the first out.
Vaughn doing a nice job arranging over there. And playing a little third base this evening. You know, not a normal third baseman. A lot of DH, a lot of first base.
One gone in the 4th inning for Tommy Edman. It is Korean Heritage Night at Dodger Stadium. Tommy's mom was born in Korea. Family moved to Los Angeles when she was a kid. Tommy said he grew up eating really good, authentic Korean barbecue. Never visited Korea, though. Didn't get to go to Korea until he played for Team Korea in the World Baseball Classic a few years ago. Grounds this one left side. Vaughn will cut it off, and he throws wide. Edman's aboard. Third base, not Andrew Vaughn's best position, but this is the domino effect of the injuries they're dealing with. Cooper Pratt, their shortstop, is out, and we mentioned Bryce Terang down tonight with a knee injury.
He got there, he was able to glove it, made a clean transfer. Just a few too many steps, and just an errant throw. Sanchez, not a normal first baseman, couldn't do much with it.
1-on-1 out, tying run at the plate in the form of Freddie Freeman, who hits a fly ball to right field that sends Bowers back onto the track. He's got it. And Freddie's still looking for that first extra base hit since the opening road trip of the second half. It's been a singles machine, and you can't scoff at a guy hitting 400 over the last few weeks, but it's been a long time since he's been able to make that left turn.
I mean, it just seems that those things kind of go in bunches. Whether it's home runs, the extra base hits, no rhyme or reason for it because he is hitting the ball hard.
Tasker Hernandez, who had a base hit his first time. Chase that high fastball. Drowan's best weapon right there. On a bounce to short, Ortiz loads up, throws wide, but a tag from Sanchez. And maybe in some pain on that tag, gripping his wrist as he walks his way towards the dugout. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Sasaki has walked 5 in this game, and that's how the 2 runs scored in the 4th. 2, 3, and 4 coming up here in the 5th. Garrett Mitchell takes outside in ball 1. 32 pitch 4th inning. Brewers had just 1 hit in that inning, 2 hits in that inning, but the 3 walks. Ball and a strike.
And the Brewers have been aggressive at swinging the bat. They've swung at a lot of pitches that were out of the zone, whether it's the fastball up in the zone that wasn't a strike, or that splitter down out of the zone. But when they've gone up there and just stood up at the plate, he's walked them before he's been able to get strike 3.
Almost as many balls as strikes in this game. Like 41 to 40 strike the ball.
I mean, again, that pitch is off the plate, and that's a 3-1 pitch. And it's so tough to do as a hitter, but if you could get yourself to just go up there and say, I'm going to be a statue, you would end up at first base this evening.
Hernandez over to give it a look, and he's got room. Stays in play for the first out of the 5th, getting some help from Garrett Mitchell right there. Remember peak Jacob deGrom? Fangraphs had an article where they did a deep dive. Would you have your best chance by going up there and literally not swinging the bat on a given night? And I think that, if I recall, it was yes. You would have a better chance. Sanchez stays in after it looked like was in some discomfort after that tag.
I mean, it is so hard to do, though, as a hitter. You know, go up there. I'm going to take a pitch. I'm going to take a pitch. But what if he throws a fastball down the middle? I'm going to take a pitch. I'm going to take swing. You know, it just is.
Different meaning to addy, addy, addy. Swing. Sanchez, after the 2 extra base hits yesterday, on both times today, walking a single. Looks at a fastball strike. Here he's 7 seasons with the New York Yankees. 5 teams in the 5 years since he left New York. It's the 2nd time that he's put on a Brewers uniform. He was in Milwaukee in 2024, and then last year with the Orioles. On this 1-2 pitch from Sasaki, Sanchez grounds it down the 3rd base line. Hernandez from his knees gets him. Freeman off the bag to get it and tag him out.
Elite play by Kike. Fully extends. He knows who's running. He throws from his knees, makes a nice one-hop throw. Easy for Freddie, and because of Sanchez running, Freddie has time to gather it and make the sweep tag. So athletic is Kike.
2 outs, Jake Bauers. Boy, especially on a night like this for Sasaki, where he's looking for any bit of help he can get. You get a defensive play like that.
I mean, otherwise, what? You're looking at a guy on second base. You've been struggling a bit.
And their best hitter at the plate here, and Bauers. Cue shot, Hernandez tested again, up to the challenge again. Halfway home, with the Dodgers down 2-0. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Philly-style bonus jack combos. Shaved steak, grilled onions and peppers, and melty cheese starting at $5.49. Dodgers trying to solve Shane Drowan, who has pitched 4 scoreless innings. Miguel Rojas leads off this 5th. Tucker and Kike Hernandez to follow. Dodgers just 3-10. Their last 13 games against left-handed starters. It's been part of the problem lately because they faced a bunch of them. Need a new bat. And Miguel Rojas, 37 years old, 13th major league season, highest OPS of his career in a full season. 2020 was his best year, but that was fewer than 50 games.
I mean, you're just going to have to keep pushing back that retirement date, right?
At least got to consider it.
I mean,
and of course, especially against left-handed pitching, he's been their best guy in terms of batting average.
and still elite with the glove, right? Character off the charts.
The Brewers recently used him as an example. We were talking about Joey Ortiz and his struggles at the plate recently. They got Pratt, who's come up and signed him to a long-term contract. That's a leadoff walk for Rojas. When they did that, and it's obvious that Ortiz is losing his spot, they brought him in for a meeting, and they said, hey, this doesn't necessarily mean the end for you. What it means is you got to rethink your role. And the model that they gave him was Miguel Rojas. Miguel Rojas debuts with the Dodgers, gets traded to Miami, struggles to find his footing, and then embraces being an all-around guy, a leader, and look at the career he's had. Ortiz debuts in Baltimore, gets traded to Milwaukee, struggles to find his footing, and they're saying to him, hey, it's your turn to take the path that Miguel Rojas took. Embracing what you are, not fighting against the fact that you've lost that everyday spot and you're maybe not going to be a superstar. You don't have to be a superstar to have a successful major league career. And Rojas, the example they've given to Ortiz. 1-1 on Kyle Tucker.
Certainly easy to lay out, but difficult to accept, and especially, you know, younger players still Ortiz is, and still feels like, yeah, I can do it, but he has done a great job in filling that role with Milwaukee.
Big bounce to first. Only play will be at first for Sanchez. To a covering David Hamilton for the first out. Into scoring position goes Rojas. First time they've had a runner in scoring position since Ohtani started this game with a double and was stranded there.
Number 8.
Yeah, Kike in his last at bat, it was a 3-pitch quick one. Ended up a check swing. And looking for a little better than the last time.
On an 0-1 from Joe, and Hernandez fouls it off, and he's down 0-2.
He's seen 5 pitches and 2 at-bats. All of them strikes.
Shane Joe immaculate against Kike Hernandez so far. Rojas in second, 1 away. And an 0-2 pitch. Got him. 6 pitches, 6 strikes, 2 Ks against Hernandez.
Just out of the zone as well, and just Kike unable to solve them. You know, sometimes there are pitchers where you just can't pick up a thing. I mean, they literally could put it on a tee, but you do not see it. That's what it seems like tonight for Kike.
Up to Rortvedt here with 2 away. It's the 3rd time the Dodgers have had the leadoff man on in the 5 innings. Nothing to show for it to this point. Who is that guy for you that you just could not pick up?
There are a lot of them.
Who's at the top
No,
of the
I'm
list?
trying to think of guys that I couldn't pick up. Give me a minute. I tried to forget all those guys. Bad memories. Jeff Facero, he was a lefty for the Expos. One of the top ones actually in '94 when they had the best record in baseball, and there was the work stoppage.
Knifed over third base at left field. Here comes Rojas. Here comes Churio's throw. It's off the glove of Contreras, and the Dodgers are on the board. Ben Rortvedt drives home Miguel Rojas with 2 gone in the 5th.
I mean, when that ball was hit, Churio fielded it. I'm thinking, you better just throw to second, keep the runner from getting into scoring position. Churio threw an absolute seed. And Contreras, just for no reason, I mean, he didn't have to hurry. It's right in the glove. He just clanked it. And, you know, we talked about it at the top of the show. Contreras doesn't hit. The catching situation is not great. And that play should have clearly been made.
Dodgers on the board here in the 5th inning. Back to the top of the order, Ohtani, as Rortvedt gets his first RBI of the year. Ohtani, who's 1 for 2, hit a double 112 against Rowan. Field. Vaughn and Churio coming together. Churio makes the catch. And a big league pop fly right there. Dodgers on the board, 2-1 after 5. Dodgers get on the board in the 5th inning, 2-1. To the 6th we go. Joe Davis, Eric Karros, Kirsten Watson, and it's Andrew Vaughn, the leadoff against Sasaki. 90 pitches as he moves along to the 6th and delivers strike 1 to Vaughn. Well, the big inning was the 4th inning where Sasaki just completely lost all control. And the Brewers in that inning had 2 hits, 3 walks, and scored their 2 runs. Not been sharp really at any point tonight, but he's been able to pitch around it the rest of the time. Hadn't seen too many of these 0-2 counts.
No.
Yet to retire Vaughn, who's got a single and a walk, and came in to score one of those 2 Milwaukee runs. 5, 6, and 7. Yelich and Contreras will follow. Sasaki's 1-2. Poked through the right side, and Vaughn stays perfect. 2 for 2 with a walk for Andrew Vaughn, and the leadoff man aboard in the 6th.
Designated hitter Christian Yelich.
Tried to sneak a fastball by him right there. Came off the bat and again. The fastball is just it's a setup pitch, really, for Roki. It's not a pitch that's going to get outs. Seeing the numbers against it, and even when he's ahead in the count.
It's now 4 hits, 5 walks for the Brewers. Yelich with a rip and a miss. He's got one of the hits, a single his last time. Yelich lately trying something new just about every day with his swing or with his stance. Trying to break out of what is a season-long slump. Hitting 6th and 7th in recent days, the lowest that he's ever hit since coming to Milwaukee. After 29 home runs yesterday or last year, just 8 of them this year. On this 1-1, he swings and misses, strike 2. Jack Tryer's been warming in the Dodger bullpen. A couple righties after Yelich. 1-2 pitch. Talking about it the last time Yelich was up, but highest ground ball rate in the National League. A good time to induce one of those right here. 99th pitch of the day for Sasaki is a 2-2. And it's on the ground to short. Taylor-made double play.
Rojas perfectly positioned right there. He takes it himself.
Catcher William Contreras.
Roki needed that. Really nice pitch there.
Bases clean. 2 gone in the 6th. Then Contreras. Drilled to left center field. Pages on the run. He's at the wall and he's got it. Roki Sasaki somehow goes 6 innings in this game and gives up just 2. Happy Dodger birthday to Fielder Jones, who was a center fielder in the early days of the organization back in the 1890s in Brooklyn. Fielder was a descendant of the King of Scotland on one side of his family and of the captain of the Mayflower on the other. Fielder was his given name, but it actually ended up working out pretty well. He's considered the best defensive center fielder of that era. 15 seasons in the major leagues, Brooklyn to the White Sox, and then he went on to manage in the majors and won a World Series as a manager. That was the first center fielder. This is the latest center fielder, and Andy Pages. 0 for 2 in this one. Dodgers just 1 run over 5 innings against Shane Drowan.
Yeah, Drowan has done a nice job tonight. He stayed out of trouble. Hasn't really had a lot of, let's say, intense pitches that needed to be made.
Coming off a game where he walked 4, gave up 9 hits and 4 walks, but today he's walked just 1 and only given up 3 hits. Poked to right field. Jake Bauers makes the catch, and Pages is the first out of the 6th. Trying to go 6 full innings for the 6th time in his last 7 starts. Here's Tommy Edman. This right-handed swing for the switch hitter Edman has been bugging him lately. Got a challenge here coming from Contreras. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And he lost it.
The call is confirmed. Milwaukee has 1 challenge remaining.
So the Brewers are down to their last challenge. Edman 0 for 2 so far today. Is now 6 for his last 49.
That was a good time to challenge. Jeez. Got to give the fans what they want, Joe.
I was going to say, yeah. Do you mind if I go back to talking about Edman? Or?
Yeah, my bad.
That's okay.
Sorry, I was going to let it go, but
you can't.
It was so bad.
You were going to, but you can't.
I couldn't do it. All right, sorry.
3-0 on Edman. Takes a 4-pitch walk here. So he said he went back and watched video the end of the 2024 season, the start of last season, when he remembers feeling his best, and comparing his current swing where it just doesn't quite feel right, seeing what he could find. And what he found was in his current swing, he's getting a little bit too twisted back in his setup, hands getting caught behind him. And so number 1, he said, is identifying that problem. Number 2 is coming up with a cue that fixes it. not going up there trying to think your way through the entire swing, but he said he felt like yesterday in the cage he found a cue that has him tapping back into that correct swing, not getting twisted up, and that is just a simple thought. Keep your torso still. Gets aboard with a walk here. Tying run on base, and Freddie Freeman coming up.
You mentioned it earlier. It's hard to believe it. You know, there just hasn't been any extra base hit power for Freddie. Because again, just watching the games and, you know, again, constantly getting on base, hitting the ball well.
Antonio Senzatella, the longtime Colorado Rocky, who the Brewers got at the deadline. Season highs 98 pitches for Drouin. 0-2 to Freeman. Fouled off. The last extra base hit for Freeman, July 26th. Last home run, July 4th. On this 0-2. It's inside, and it's 1-2. A good matchup right here. You got Freddie Freeman, and as Dodger fans, you see what he does with 2 strikes. So hard to put him away. Shane Drouin's been one of the best pitchers in the National League once he gets to 2 strikes. Opponents hitting just a little above 100. So who wins? Continues.
Freddie mentioned last night that his press conference is getting a scheduled day tomorrow in Milwaukee, throwing Gasser, a left-hander.
Dave Roberts said, I don't care whether you like it or not. You're taking a day. Spoils another. Just refuses to succumb. Never ever quits. Never ever gives an at-bat away. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. Another 1-2 pitch from Drouin. Freeman takes ball 2. And you have a full season of doing this. That adds up at the end in your numbers. You have a full career doing this the way he has. That's a big part of how you hit 300 for your career. There goes Edman on ball 3. No throw. Tying run into scoring position.
All of a sudden, this at-bat comes from one to just staying alive to putting the ball in play, to working yourself to a 3-2 count, and Edman at second base. RBI opportunity.
Payoff. Challenges, and he's going to win it to cap off an extraordinary at-bat. From down 0-2, foul after foul after foul, to a challenge one and a walk earned.
The pitch of the ball. Los Angeles retains their challenges.
Just awesome.
Really was just a, I mean, if ever you can say a walk with a bunch of bad foul balls is a beautiful at bat. That's it right there. I mean, it really is.
Did I say Freddie Freeman? It's not always pretty, but it sure is beautiful. And back-to-back walks. He issued just 1 walk over the first 5 innings. Back-to-back walks going to chase him from this game. Penn will go to work. Tasker Hernandez coming up. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii starts here. And by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Back-to-back walks taken by Tommy Edman and Freddie Freeman, and so Shane Drouin's night comes to an end. Well, it seemed like he was cruising along, but then those 2 walks, and now the Dodgers have the tying run in scoring position, the go-ahead run aboard. And the longtime Colorado Rocky Antonio Senzatella out of the Milwaukee bullpen to face Tasker Hernandez. Right down the middle with the first pitch. Senzatella was 9-2 for the Rockies, which is impressive, having a record like that and a team with the record that it has. See Muncie's on deck. Since coming to the Brewers, though, he's 0-2 and has given up 4 runs in his 3 innings.
Yeah, starter for the entirety of his career until this season. Rockies put him in the pen. Started off great, but come on some tough times. Get it up there around 97, 98.
Nasty right there.
Or 99.
Yeah. It was 95 when he was a starter, but as you see with guys, they come in working out of the pen and empty the tank.
Well, you see the movement on that sinker right there. Throws a cutter and that. Tough for a right-hander to cover.
Milwaukee bullpen's been good overall this season, but last 2 games in San Diego gave up 6 runs in 7 innings. Blew the lead yesterday. Two on with 1 out. The 1-2. Hernandez stays alive. Big spot here for Tasker Hernandez, who has struggled lately. 1 for 2 so far today, just a little bit above 200 since coming off of the injured list in late June, and determined to get back in the good graces. Would have been unthinkable past times to have him not be an everyday player.
Well, you mentioned this is an opportunity. It's against a right-handed pitcher, a tough right-handed pitcher at that. Just because of what Senzatella features, that sinker that runs hard in and that cutter away.
Got him. Nasty cutter right there. We saw the sinker in, we saw the cutter up, and then he used it like a slider right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a comfortable at bat because, again, you're having to cover a lot of east-west as a hitter. And I've always felt that that's more difficult than the north-south.
Max Muncy to pinch hit from Miguel Rojas.
I mean, if you're Munch right now, you've got to push him away from the inner half of the plate because he's going to try and throw those cutters, bury him in, and then he's going to throw that sinker all day long. Sinker, he's going to run away from you. He might even try to throw it at your front hip.
You'd figure that he would have good numbers against Senzatella, platoon advantage against him all those years at Coors Field, but just 5 for 27 against Senzatella. One of those 5 hits was a home run. This is something that Max has said has been a challenge for him, learning to come off of the bench. He says this is the one time where he feels his age. 1 for 7 as a pinch hitter this year. 2 on, 2 out. Cracks one in the air, down the line, hooking, foul. Plenty of home run distance to it, but just hooked foul.
Back-to-back cutters, and we were talking about it. You just got to keep that ball. If you're Muncie, you push him out over the plate. And you certainly got a good part of the inner half.
Tying run at second. Go ahead run at first. 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. Kyle Tucker's on deck.
He's gone 3 cutters right now to Muntz. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't thrown that sinker with the movement we saw against Teo.
Four seam, 100, but not close.
If I'm Munch right here, I'm sitting all over a cutter.
Muncie, one of the best high heat hitters in the league. Because of that, he sees fewer fastballs than anybody in the league. Right there with Kyle Schwarber. See if he gets one to hammer right here. Senzatello's 3-1 is fouled off. The sinker just dives out of there.
Right, and I thought all along that would be the pitch early that Senzatello would go to, but he threw 3 straight cutters. I mean, look at it. I feel like that's the best pitch for him, the sinker, and that's the one that, you know, Max really is going to have to stay on.
Drives one in the air to right center field. It's got a chance. It is gone. Muncy with a pinch hit bomb. Dodgers take the lead in the 6th.
You did it, Munch. You did it. Now the all-time home run leader at Dodger Stadium, Max Muncy. Congratulations, brother.
Changes the leaderboard, changes the scoreboard. His 4th go-ahead home run since the All-Star break. What a season of clutch hitting he's had. What a career home run hitting he's had.
Right? I mean, just what a career. I mean, you just can't imagine, especially if you're Max Muncy, you can't imagine that this is how things end up. Especially those days in Oakland, especially those days sitting at home thinking like, look at, I'm ready to move on.
He's going to go maybe play overseas, or he was going to retire, get into coaching,
and not just overseas, Korea, right?
Yes.
We're not talking about Japan.
Nope. They didn't want him.
No, we're going to Korea.
And he said he had the epiphany that, okay, really, I'm going to quit baseball so I can then go coach baseball? That must mean I love this sport enough to reconsider. Tucker grounds it to first. Sanchez will take it and flip it and end the inning. Max Muncy off of the bench and into the seats. A go-ahead home run after 6. The Dodgers 4, the Brewers 2. Max Muncy off of the bench, a 3-run home run to give the Dodgers a 4-2 lead. And now to the bullpen. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. Jack Dreyer is on to pitch with the Dodgers up 4-2. And a great moment right now. They just showed EK up on the video board and acknowledged that Muncy has just passed him. On the home run leaderboard, Dodger Stadium history. First pitch curve for a strike on Joey Ortiz. Eight, 9-1 for Milwaukee in the 7th inning. Ortiz, bases loaded walk his last time. So the Brewers got both their runs against Sasaki in the 4th. He still goes 6 innings in this game. Same line as last time, where he didn't really have his best stuff either. 6 innings, 2 runs.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about that, right? You're not going to always go out on the mound and have your best stuff, but you still got to compete. And that's what Roki did tonight. I mean, to hold this offense to 2 runs, and, you know, he found himself in some real trouble.
Jars 1-2 pitch, curve, punch through the right side, leadoff base hit Joey Ortiz.
Second baseman David Hamilton.
Got some defensive changes for you, and one of them in particular to note. Tommy Edmonds now at shortstop. First time that he's been at short in 2 years. So Max Muncy comes in and pinch hits from Miguel Rojas. who was playing short. Kike Hernandez goes from third to second. Edman goes from second to short. Here's Hamilton, the 9-hitter. Dave Roberts wanting to honor Mookie Betts' day off. He didn't get many of those, and this is one that had been planned in advance. And then Mookie goes out and has a huge series, homers in back-to-back games, and Doc said, well, look, we talked about this a week ago. I don't want to do the bait and switch. Bunted foul, and it's 1-1. And now Kirsten tells us that Dave Roberts just told Mookie Betts, go start getting warm. So forget what I said.
Forget that day off.
Hamilton, we told you earlier, leads the majors in bunt hits. Looking for sacrifice bunt here, but now a wild pitch from Dreyer that'll move the runner up into scoring position anyways. Bunted in the air. That is strike 2. Bottom of the order is giving the Dodgers fits in this game. Ortiz and Hamilton together been on base 3 times. Those are the 2 guys that had the bases loaded walks. Top of the order, and Churio looming. And a 4-2 ball game. First of 4 between these teams this weekend. Dodgers trailing the Brewers by a game for the best record in the National League. 2-2. Count goes full. Here's the payoff. Struck him out with the high fastball. That pitch was above the letters. And a huge gift right there from Hamilton.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, this thing's not even close. It's almost as if Hamilton was in swing mode from the get-go. Done a nice job to work it to a 3-2 count. Jack comes back to get him.
Jack Dreyer gets you Jack in the box, gets you the jumbo jacks. Oh, never mind. That's third strikeout of the game. He gets you halfway there. You need 4 more. Strike 1 on Churio. Churio's 0 for 2 in this ball game. Walked and was caught stealing. On an 0-1 pitch, takes it outside. Churio slumped for a lot of July and snowballed on him. They said that he tends to grip the bat too hard, and an already aggressive hitter becomes way too aggressive. So the message to him has been, try less. You're so talented, so much life to your swing. You don't have to over try. Fly to center field for Pages. So far in August, 4 home runs in 12 games. So he comes in a hot hitter. The Dodgers have kept him off of the board tonight. He's 0 for 3. Two gone in the 7th, and Garrett Mitchell. Milwaukee on this road trip now 4 for 33 with runners in scoring position.
It's kind of taken a life of its own. And they become aware of it because, you know, we're asking about it. Their beat writers are talking about it. They're asking about it. Then you start to have to answer for it and try to explain it. And, you know, the simple answer is like, just not getting any hits. Like, it'll change at some point. I don't know when. But if there were a secret formula that'd get you out of it, I mean, every team would have it and break it open when they struggle.
Outside corner, strike 2. Ortiz at second, 2 out. The 1-2 pitch. Right there to get him looking. And Mitchell, like a house by the side of the road, takes strike 3. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store.
Be one of the first 40,000 fans tomorrow to take home an exclusive Clayton Kershaw bobblehead presented by Snapchat. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
It's good to see Clayton at Oral's Hollywood Star ceremony today, connecting generations. DL Hall's on the pitch, the last of the 7th for the Brewers, and a first pitch breaking ball to Kike Hernandez for a strike. Hall was on the injured list for a couple of months with a pec injury, but has given up 3 runs in 4 innings since coming back. Guy they got in the Corbin Burns trade a few years ago, in his 3rd season in Milwaukee now. Rare reliever that has 7 different pitches. Best ones are the breaking pitches. Sweeper and the curve, opponents 1 for 27 against. And there's the curve right there that Hernandez is able to foul off. Kike's just happy to have Shane Drowan out of this game. Although it's not going a whole lot better right here.
It's the same. Right? I mean, wow. Yeah, that's. We got 3 strikeouts, all swinging, and a total of 9 pitches. Again, you know, a couple of them have been like that, where they're just completely out of the zone. And just one of those nights mentally where you just, man, I can't do a thing right.
One away, here's Ben Rortvedt. He's impacted this game on both sides. A caught stealing, doing his job as the catcher, and also his first run batted in since coming to the Dodgers. And that's his first run batted in the majors this year. First of 4 between these clubs. 7-10 the next 2 nights. Robert Gasser and Yamamoto on Friday. Beg your pardon, 4-10 on Saturday. Jacob Mizorowski, Justin Robleski on Fox on Saturday. And then wrap up the series, Tarek Skubal against Logan Henderson.
That'd be so good, you strolling in here at 7 o'clock on Saturday.
Sure, my Fox bosses would love that. How about that matchup Sunday, though? Tarek Skubal, who the Brewers badly wanted in a trade, but reports are that the Tigers wanted Logan Henderson. The Brewers refused to part with him, and now those 2 guys face head-to-head. And the road ahead, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz.
What do you got? You got Mizorowski on Saturday, right? Yeah.
Mizorowski and Robleski.
Mizorowski at 4:15.
Ooh,
here.
baby.
Take that.
Got him looking, 2 out. Back to the top and Ohtani. We were talking earlier about where Roki Sasaki stands and how if Ohtani comes back, that gives you, with everybody healthy 8 starting pitchers. But the fact that that would make it 8 starting pitchers makes it even less of a hurry for him to come back.
Well, and that's one of the beauties of there's no urgency as far as Shohei can go at his own pace. And, you know, obviously that he has goals as far as getting back and at what level. And I think, too, you know, when we're having this discussion, I don't think either one of us are sitting here saying, well, you know, there's 8 guys and, you know, it might be this guy. Look at Yamamoto, Snell, and Skubal are pitching. End of story, right? Unless something happens between now and then, and it won't.
Welcome back to Los Angeles. The Performance Spotlight, sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. How about 5 go-ahead home runs since the All-Star break for Max Muncy? 3 of them on this homestand.
Right, he certainly made him count. That one off of Senzatella, too. It was over 100 miles an hour at the top of the zone. Did not get a chance to get that by Muntz at all. He was all over it.
Edgardo Enriquez will come on to pitch. He's already having some pitch comm issues. Talking through with the home plate umpire Gabe Morales. 4 straight scoreless outings for Enriquez. Been good to see him get back on track after a bumpy finish to July. We got more defensive changes for you, and as promised, Mookie Betts was getting warm and getting ready to come into this game, and that was just a 1-inning thing for Tommy Edman over there at short. He's back at second. Kike Hernandez still in the game. He kicks out to left field, and so you can put Mookie Betts in Tasker Hernandez's spot in the order, which is 5th, and he'll be due up 4th. Get all that?
Man, Kike been all over the place this evening, right? Little third, little second, little left.
For the Brewers here in the 8th against Enriquez. 3, 4, and 5. Gary Sanchez leads off. Single and a walk against Sasaki. And takes inside for ball 1. Nine runs in 4 games for the Brewers on this road trip. Had all kinds of traffic in this game. They've had 5 walks and 5 hits, but 1 for 13 with men on base. This is a continuation of a frustrating stretch. Enriquez fires 1-1, and Sanchez takes it inside. Bowers and Vaughn to follow here in the 8th. Only 2 runs of this game for Pat Murphy's team, back in the 4th. It ain't working. Not sure exactly what the umpires are discussing here.
Probably something along the lines of, wait, it wasn't working, so now we're getting a break here, and then wait, oh no, now it's working. So, you know, wondering if you're pulling the old, it's working, not working, let me get a break here. Yeah,
thing, yeah.
Right.
Gary Sanchez leading off this 8th for Milwaukee and taken outside, ball 3. Well, the Dodger bullpen has had issues. Walks have typically sparked them. Got a fastball by him. 3-2. Payoff pitch. Sanchez swings and misses at a high fastball with teeth.
Enriquez exploits the Brewers' aggressiveness. We've seen it a number of times tonight where they've gone out of the zone, and a couple of times on what would have been ball 4.
And their team that usually doesn't chase.
Right, and they have not been selective tonight.
You wonder if just this is compounding, this is snowballing on them, this slump that they're in collectively. There's another chase right there. This one from Jake Bowers. Bowers was even saying the other day, I think we're all just trying a little too hard right now.
In its simplest form, you've got to tune out everything, and you're just competing on this pitch right here. That pitch happens and you're on to the next. You can't get into this. We've lost this many games. We haven't scored with runners in scoring position. We haven't. You just
The batter
can't.
challenging the strike call.
Just becomes too overwhelming.
Wins
Pitches
his
the ball.
challenge.
Milwaukee retains the win challenge.
Swings the count in his favor. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fire hose, right? I mean, 162 days, games, very few days off.
I mean, you've got to try to simplify it and put it in a context where you can control the narrative. And again, the only thing you can do is next pitch. I'm battling on this pitch right now. Boom. I'm on to the next.
Gone to 3 balls on both hitters. Here's his 3-1, and it's downstairs for ball 4. 6th walk issued by the Dodgers tonight, and the tying run will come up in the form of a guy they're yet to retire. Andrew Vaughn, 2 for 2 with a walk. Tanner Scott getting loose.
Third baseman number 28, Andrew Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn in his very first game with the Brewers, his very first at bat with the Brewers after they got him from the White Sox last year, hit a home run against Yamamoto. From that point forward, one of their best hitters. Bowers at first, 1 away. Enriquez home with an 0-1 pitch. Vaughn watches it bend in there for a strike. Here it was, and they're thinking, wow, this guy hadn't even been in the majors in a month and a half. Traded from AAA in the White Sox system to the big leagues. He got to the park like 2 hours before that. Pat Murphy said, you're in the lineup now. Went out and did that. The 0-2 drops out of the zone, and he watches it miss.
Really a nice pitch by Enriquez right there. Ahead 0-2, just trying to nibble, go just a hair outside the zone. Vaughn good enough to lay off of it.
Checked his swing, 2-2. Going 2 to 3-2. Scott's ready to go. You got the left-handed batting Christian Yelich on deck. See if Dave Roberts is ready to go to Scott. 1 gone here in the 8th. Dodgers by 2. 3-2 pitch. In the air to center field. Pages has plenty of room. 2 gone in the 8th. And Dave Roberts will make the change. So the lefty Scott coming on for Christian Yelich in a 4-2 ball game. Tanner Scott has put up zeros in 11 of his last 12 games and a 2.27 ERA in his second season with the Dodgers.
Take a look at those numbers right there again. What continues to stand out, the 60 strikeouts, only 11 walks. Again, just a left-handers just do not want to see him at all. And Yelich right now is thinking, you got to be kidding me.
189 average for lefties with 0 extra base hits. Tying run at the plate, 8th inning. Ball 1 on a slider from Scott. Yelich 1 for 8 against Scott in his career with 4 Ks. 1 for 3 tonight at an opposite field base hit. This 1-0 pitch tries to lay off the high fastball, but he went around, and it's 1-1.
Doesn't matter what side of the plate you're hitting against. It's not fun.
Ball 3 on Yelich. Freddie Contreras on deck. Brewers got 2 runs in the 4th inning against Sasaki. Dodgers got their first run in the 5th, and then the 3-run home run from Max Muncy off of the bench in the 6th, the difference. Yelich corks one deep to the left field corner. Hernandez is over there. He's got it. Oh, in a phone booth. And the Dodgers stay in front.
Kike has made 2 elite plays defensively. One at third and this one right here in the corner. Bat may not be here, but the glove has shown up tonight for Kike.
Don't forget to tune in when this one wraps up for Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Highly anticipated rematch of the National League Championship Series. And Kike Hernandez, you said it, it's been a rough day at the plate, but he's saved a couple extra base hits.
Well, he really has. And the thing about it, he's done it at different positions, right? Third base, and then that great play in the corner right there. I mean, that's the thing, too, about Kike. Just, you know, he can impact the game in so many different ways. And he didn't let one impact the other.
Andy Pages leads off for the Dodgers, looking for insurance against DL Hall. Pages in an 0-2 hole, though. Edman and Freddie Freeman to follow for the Brewers in the 9th inning. It'll be Contreras, Ortiz, and Hamilton. Bottom of the order against Edwin Diaz. Dodgers trying to go to 4-0 on this homestand and looking to move into a tie for the top record in the National League. Chopper to third, routine for Vaughn. And now Tommy Edman.
Second base, number 25, Tommy Edman.
Well, you think about what set up the Max Muncy home run. Yeah, he's going to get the headlines with the pinch hit homer, but the 2 walks that led to it. Tommy Edman, who's been struggling, earned his, and then Freddie Freeman goes from 0-2 to taking the walk, fouling off a bunch of pitches.
Yeah, the Freddie Freeman, I mean, you just brought it up. That was an at-bat. The Tommy Edman was a 4-pitch walk, but you just set it down 0-2 and then just to foul pitches off and then earn that walk. It doesn't get noticed so much in the box score, or you know, we're not going to see it on the highlights, but everybody in that clubhouse, everybody in the front office, they know.
In every game, there are the things that lead to the thing. Shattered bat. Bat went a lot farther than the ball. The bat goes all the way to the outfield. I think you're going to need a new one, Tommy. It's like he didn't know what to do. He's like, do I drop the handle? Do I run? Do I don't know.
Well, the worst is if something like that is fair and you got to run down to first and not, you got the bat in your hand or what's left of it. And in your mind, you're going like, I don't even want to run. This is dumb.
Takes outside. Count evens 2-2. Hall delivers. Edman takes strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Tommy. And here is that at-bat from Freddie Freeman.
Right down 0-2, and then just ruins a bunch of different pitches, fouling, even out of the zone, but just making contact, frustrating. And what it does is it allows Drouin to just throw another ball, and then on top of it, he challenges a pitch, but he knew it was ball four, and it was a great challenge. Look at that, should be a model on when to challenge, how to challenge.
Tapper along first. Sanchez will step on the bag and end the inning. Fasten those seatbelts. Edwin Diaz ready to come into the ball game for Contreras, Ortiz, and Hamilton. The Dodgers and the Brewers in the first of 4 coming down to the wire.
Your attention, please.
Edwin Diaz looking for the save, trying to repeat what he did against Kansas City earlier this week, where Dave Roberts said finally it was intense from pitch 1 and he went 1, 2, 3.
Well, he's going to be facing the bottom part of the lineup, and Contreras leading off has not had a good night.
Contreras, Ortiz, and Hamilton. He's not had a good night. He's not had a good last couple months. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now for Diaz, that game against Kansas City on Monday was only his 3rd 1-2-3 inning out of his first 13 games with the Dodgers. Got a chase, got a flail right there on a slider, and it's 1-2. Way more of that tonight than you're used to seeing from Milwaukee. Not going to necessarily show up in a profound strikeout number, but it's shifted counts. It's bailed the Dodgers out of a few situations where it's maybe not a swing and a miss, but it's a softly hit ball that's an easy out in a hitter's count. And then he takes strike 3 for the first out of the 9th.
Well, that's kind of been the way the evening has gone. They're taking strikes and they're swinging at balls. And they've had a couple where you mentioned they were 3-2 counts and pitches out of the zone. And the Dodgers, they created a strike because Milwaukee offered it pitches off the plate.
Perfect pitch to Joey Ortiz, and strike 1. Ortiz has that stanky face right there.
Well, it's just as a hitter, you're going like, come on, like I can't even do anything with that. Hard enough to hit. Give me something I can swing at.
Bases loaded walk and a single for Ortiz in this game. Brewers trying to get the tying run to the plate, and Ortiz will do just that as he smokes one through into center field. Wow, he thought about going 2, which would just be a terrible decision. Back to first. And the tying run comes up.
Well, they did a few of those in San Diego where they were very aggressive and ran themselves out of innings. You see that pitch Diaz, he wanted on the outer part of the plate, but it had so much run to it. Got a good part of the middle, and Ortiz was able to handle that.
So the tying run does come up, and we've talked all about David Hamilton's speed, but he does have a little punch in there. He's homered 3 times this year. He's laid it on first pitch fastball from Diaz. These 2 guys, and Ortiz, who just singled, and Vaughn in the middle of the order, the whole offense in this game. Rest of the team just 2 for 23. Brewers 9 runs in 4 games on this trip. 1 and 2 on Hamilton.
That's another pitch that the Brewers have offered at that wasn't close to a strike.
Count evens up. Churio's on deck. Dodgers, after losing 8 of 9, looking for a 4th consecutive win. 2-2 pitch. Line drive right center field. Pages will play it on a bounce. Ortiz goes first to third. They've got him cornered with 1 away. They've got the tying run on and the go-ahead run coming up. And 8 and 9 in the order together have reached 5 times.
I mean, that's a 4-seamer again, right down the heart of the plate.
Number 11, Jackson Churio.
Diaz has missed with the last 2 hitters as far as, you know, where he wanted to go.
And now it's Churio. Ball 1.
I mean, if you're Milwaukee, you almost feel like at some point in the at-bat, Diaz is going to leave one that you can drive. And he's done it the last few hitters.
One on one.
And he makes pitches like that. He even did it, you know, against Ortiz. He dotted one, but you're going to get one. You're going to get something you can hit.
Ball 2. Garrett Mitchell's on deck. Alex Vesia has started to warm. Churio. You see him nodding there. That's part of his game that he's really had to work on. This guy chases as much as anybody. Lays off a close pitch right there. And so 3 balls and a strike on the powerful Churio. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
And there was your pitch to hit, right? You said it. Got to go slider away, right?
There goes the runner from first. He pokes it to right center field, down, a base hit. It's 4-3 as Ortiz scores. Hamilton scampers to third. Tying run is 90 feet away. He put it in play off the end of the bat. And the Brewers refuse to roll over.
I mean, you can't knock the pitch because it's an excellent pitch. You can knock the fact that he went to a 3-2 count. Churio was swinging from the get-go, right? And that's the only reason he was able to stick that bat out and make contact. That pitch was probably 4 or 5 inches off the plate. But again, it wasn't the pitch so much as the fact that he let it get to a 3-2 count, did Diaz.
Well, it's now 11 base runners in 3 1/3 over his last 5 games.
Well, he's going to have an opportunity, you know, a month and a half to get it right. You know, that's just the reality of it.
Number 5, Garrett Mitchell.
All right, so first and third, tying run at third, go ahead run at first, and Garrett Mitchell at the plate. Mitchell, 1 sacrifice bunt. Thinking about the speed game, all the speed in play right here with Mitchell at the plate and the 2 base runners. Line drive, tie game. Mitchell singles to right to score Hamilton. It's a 4th consecutive hit against Diaz.
Well, this was a slider, and it just did not slide. And he is not fooling any of these Milwaukee hitters. He's got some strikes because he was able to put them in a great location, but certainly hasn't been a situation where this team is taking weak swings or getting fooled at all.
Two runs through 8 innings. Now 2 runs in the 9th to tie it. And you got Trevor McGill waiting down there in the Brewers pen for the last of the 9th. Dodgers have Betts, Muncy, and Tucker due up. Challenge from Nordfeld.
The catcher is challenging.
Got both of them left. That's a good one. Oh, it's 0-2.
Los Angeles retains the challenges.
Got him. Sanchez a challenge.
The batter is challenging the strike call.
Two out.
The call is confirmed. Milwaukee is out of challenges.
I had preemptively promised you this earlier. Now you do get the free jumbo jacks. That's the 7th strikeout of the game, and that is the game for Edwin Diaz. Dave Roberts will go to Alex Vesia. The Brewers have tied it. 2 on, 2 out here in the 9th. The lefty Alex Vesia on for the left-handed batting Jake Bauers. Milwaukee has tied the game here in the 9th.
Yeah, Vesia's going to be asked to get their hottest hitter, really their most consistent hitter all year long, and Jake Bauers. Giving up 2 home runs. And again, Milwaukee has not gone away. You can get a credit to them. They down 4-2 and just didn't feel like they had a shot.
Churio's at second, Mitchell's at first. RBI hits for those guys to get this game tied here in the 9th. Bauers is 0 for 3 with a walk. And the first one from Vesia fouls it into the glove. Strike 1. Strike 2.
Fastballs at the top part of the zone. He's got an opportunity to go anywhere he wants right now.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Bauers grounds one right side and through, and Milwaukee has taken the lead. On a 2-strike pitch, Jake Bauers with the 5th hit of the inning for Milwaukee, doubling their total for the night. They've scored 3 to turn this game upside down.
They went back-to-back sliders, and this one just got a little too much of the plate. He goes out and hooks this thing. He'd thrown 2 fastballs basically by him. First 2 pitches. Up out of the zone as well. Did not want to go back to it.
So now Vaughn, the 8th man to bat in this inning. One of the best parts about the Brewers is when they get close leads late in games at the Rebay and McGill that they have down there. Looked like the Dodgers were going to stay away from that tonight. The home run coming from Muncy early enough to avoid it, early enough to get the lead before he had to see those guys. But now that's what looms in the bottom of the ninth.
What do we have? Mookie leading off, right? Mookie, Muncy, and Tuck. If you're Vest, I just stay up at the top part of the zone all day long. If Vaughn gets me, he gets me, but I'm not getting beat anywhere else.
Deuce is wild in the ninth. The 2-2 pitch, and it's full. Up to second goes Bowers.
Throw him your best right here if you're Vest. Fastball, top part of the zone.
And he walked him. Well, the Dodgers went into that game August 7th in Phoenix 65-0 and leading after 8 innings. They're in danger of suffering a second loss in their last 3 series, leading after 8. Still 3 outs with which to work. Important hitter right here goes without saying with the bases loaded and 2 gone. 5-4. Yelich, the 9th man to bat in the inning.
And remember, this inning started off with the Contreras strikeout.
5 singles since then. I mean, this is the ultimate Brewers offense.
Really
they have 10 hits in this game, and they're all singles. Bessie is ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Along first, but foul. Quite a response for a Brewers team that had their first team meeting, their first post-game team meeting all year after the loss yesterday in San Diego. It wasn't just the fact they got swept, but it was the way they were playing, how meek things looked offensively, how sloppy the details were. For a lot of tonight, didn't look a whole lot better, but they came to life just in time here. 3 runs in the top of the 9th to take the lead. Bases loaded, 2 out. Another 2-2 pitch to Christian Yelich.
Well, we've seen it forever, right? Milwaukee just, they don't stop. It's an extension of their manager, Pat Murphy. They will continue to play all 27 outs.
Merry-go-round starts, 3-2 up the middle. Mookie Betts is there. That's the inning. All right, so the Dodgers now down 1. There will be a bottom of the 9th inning. Betts, Muncy, and Tucker coming up against McGill.
Fans don't get loud. Let's show how loud we can get.
Trevor McGill, who was an all-star last season for the Brewers, got off to a rough start this year. He had a 6 ERA after a month, but he's given up 3 runs in 3 months since. Big, imposing figure, one of the top closers in the game.
And he rushes it up there, too. He's going to be 99, 100 miles an hour, and feels like he's right on top of you. Take a look at that opponent's average, 168, but right above it, home runs allowed. Nada, 0, zilch. Good time to change that column.
Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, Kyle Tucker coming up against him. And Betts as good as he's looked all season here on this homestand, going 6 out of 11 against Kansas City with home runs in back-to-back games. So here we go. Dodgers down a run in the 9th. Ball 1 from McGill. Couple defensive changes. The rookie Luis Lara, who's been a highlight reel defensively, checks into the game and right. Jake Bauers goes to first. Betts sends a fly ball to center field, but Mitchell will slide under it. There's the first out. Well, they had to get out the erasers on the headline that had Max Muncy in bold letters prior to that 9th inning. His pinch hit 3-run home run in the 6th looked like it was going to be the story, going to be the difference. And now trying to help keep their hopes alive.
Well, he can hit another one.
Why not?
Right?
Done 131 times here.
Come on.
McGill extra tough on left-handed hitters. Lefties hitting 123 against the big righty.
You just take a look at the way he sets up on the mound. I mean, as a left-hander, you're seeing just his backside, not picking up the ball, and then it's decent extension and 100 miles an hour coming right at you.
A high fastball, 1-2.
And he's falling towards you as well. I mean, I just can't imagine that you're picking up anything until it's too late.
It's almost impossible to consider that this guy is a rookie for the Cubs. Had an 8 ERA. They dumped him. Goes to Minnesota, had a 5 ERA. But he's come to Milwaukee and put it all together. Delivers 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2.
I mean, he just, you look at him and, you think Milwaukee. I'm going back to the Pete Vukovich days, which is a little before your time there, Joe. But, I mean, he just looks like him, too. Just like, give me the ball. I'm going to throw it as hard as I can. Let's play.
Vukovich, huge as well, 6'4", 220.
Oh, and he was in the movies, too. He was, what was he, in Major League?
Well, it's funny that you bring up the movies, because doesn't McGill look like a movie villain?
He should. Like, I mean, just look at that.
Here's his payoff. Muncy takes strike 3. Worth the challenge, but he's going to lose
The
it.
batter challenging the strike call.
He said, I have to, and he's right. But it is on the corner, and it is out number 2.
The call is confirmed. Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
So it's down to Kyle Tucker. This is after McGill yesterday went multiple innings for the first time this year, went 1 2/3 against the Padres. And coming back still as live as ever.
Kyle Tucker.
Tucker's 0 for 3 today and 0 for 11 in the homestand. Same time, same place tomorrow. Yamamoto goes for the Dodgers. Robert Gasser for the Brewers. Yamamoto a 2.65, Gasser a 5.57. Oh, and 2. Challenge from Tucker.
The batter is challenging the strike call.
Can't take him with you, right?
The call is confirmed. Los Angeles is out of town.
Strike away from a tough one to stomach.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those ones that's come from ahead to lose. And, you know, it looks like where the Dodgers are at right now, unless something can turn quick.
The 1-2 to Tucker. Goes back to the breaking ball. Buries it. High fly ball to the right field corner, but Lara is there, and that's the game. The Brewers score 3 runs in the top of the 9th and win it 5-4.
Yeah, certainly not the way that you wanted to see things in. And Roki threw well. I mean, it was a battle. It wasn't smooth, but it was 6 innings. Muncy had the big
Sportsnet Dodgers, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow night.